and combines that utility for himself. So this is exactly what you can expect with Trent on the Rays. I'm excited to see though how he's gonna match against Clear. One of those players that you need to keep an eye on. Maybe not the most well known so far, but I think he's gonna make a name for himself here.
Yeah, we'll see as we get started. Group B is officially underway. The barriers are down, and DSG are, well, doing DSG things. Slow and methodic here at the start of the round. A lean out towards Showers. Both Vipers looking to fight for this one. It does look like Net just going to back away from it. Toss out a snake bite. Meanwhile, up towards Short. It's aggression here from the guard as Trent can't quite find the shots just yet. Gangsta going to pick one up of his own, and the rest of the team's been completely split off. A 1-for-1 trade as we go back to the drawing board.
There's a Sage Wall as well. For the early pressure, the early attempt that we saw, this guy is using one of the two control players that they have here. One of those Mooks players still going down, and the guard still being so patient. Gonna be a fast one here, and Net has to back up. Doesn't even matter, spikes down.
And Net is just so good as an anchor, whether it be on the Sentinel or even here on the Viper, doing so much right there. 4 players walked through a snake bite, 1 player dealt with, and he's still here on the site to try and fight forward. Tex, fortunately, there to help him out, and a couple of right clicks later, the guard will find the pistol.
A good one from Net, right? The way that he repositions over and over again, playing a little bit closer to the team, then going inside of Showers, having to back up, and still always managing to have an impact. This is one of the things that help out this team so much. The patience that everybody has to be able to play together and close out rounds like this one. So pistol round belonging now to the guard. Now, I want to see what this guy is able to do next. I think that crazy force after force after force we are only going to see in that match number 1 that is left in the past. These guys, they're going to play it safe.
Yeah, they're not fully invested here. Clear did buy a Sheriff, though, so it'll be a little bit lighter in what's supposed to be the full buy round. And, well, Clear has been dismantled off the board nice and early. Showers control is seemingly something that DSG want, but the guard, they're not giving it up for free. No damage even dealt on the opposite side, by the way. Jonah P still untouched. A flawless round, not only in way of players, Dryad, but in way of health. Nobody took a lick of damage.
Yeah, nothing at all. And they were playing very close. They could have gone down a couple players, but this is what you expect from the guard, right? This is the high expectations that we have from them, where pretty much we're expecting every round to be flawless, to be honest, for everybody that is putting them all the way at the top. But this is the chance for these guys to do a little bit more, and we saw the 2 early contests towards Showers. It looks pretty much impossible when you have Trend, when you have Net on the other side, but X as well, making sure that hookah is gonna be a lot more difficult to fight for. Knowing that this is the 3rd round, knowing that this is where this guy likes to get a little bit more creative.
Toxins going up.
Uh-oh, Steel. Mr. Lurk himself, and it's not even Steel to do it, it's Gangsta instead. Trent able to find one. Gangsta still healthy, though. Blast Pack to help that Raze sneak away, and yeah, Trent is out of there, but it's DSG who kind of steal away the start of this round, a 2-for-1 trade.
It's a good fight as well, but just needs a little bit more, and Trent keeps going back and back, and this is the thing, right? If they're able to work out together, maybe more trades can take place. So Tex is down, Spike is going to be planted here on this A site. And only Valorant remaining.
Yeah, the guard completely dismantled here. Is Steel gets a little bit of info, sacrifices his life for Gangsta to find those 2 kills, and then the guard get a little too aggressive, right? Forward on that front foot inside the smoke was Trent, trying to spam out the planter. Answered right back by Ziff. And that's a solid start to this round number 3, right? If you're going to lose the pistol, at the very least, you need to try and win that full buy if you're not going to force up in round 2, and that's exactly what they've done. And the full buy coming into this next one still looks pretty good, right? Only losing 1 player means Steel's going to have a Vandal half shields. Into this full buy of the guard, it's as equal as can get.
Absolutely. And another key part here for the guard and this guys, right, is how the IGLing is looking. I know you talked a lot about Steel, but Valen, what a brain he has for this game, right? And we've seen it in every possible situation, scenario that he can face. And he's able to know exactly what to do, maybe to the level that we saw for that early matchup and the map number 2 and map number 3 from G2. And now it's time for the guard to show off. Now they have rifles in their hand. This attacking side for these guys, they're going for the B long control. They have it, but contesting it now with a Viper wall on the other side ready to be activated. Means that they're gonna have to wait longer.
Steel doesn't have a whole lot of tools on this side of the map to help him take the space that he wants. So he's going to hang out outside showers, see if he can punish anybody from the guard, pushing aggressively for information. As they go up with the util of their own. 4 players strong out towards short. Steel late on the lurk, but he's still got a player to worry about, right? Tex wants to go aggressive here. We'll see how aggressive he gets as he tries to clear this out. Steel finally finds that value. Meanwhile, the rest of the team, mission accomplished, getting that spike planted and now looking to play the post. Steel, you gotta go, buddy. 1 HP. Try and keep that Viper alive. 2 snake bites still to play with as Gangsta tosses out the incendiary to buy some time on the flank. And that's Net just around the corner, biding his time to try and find a way to help the team back on as Exalt fights through U-Haul. Gangsta will find another of their own, and this is just a DSG massacre here. Trent gonna try and pick up the pieces, but he's running out of time to do it. Gangsta sneaks away, low HP on both controllers alive, but it doesn't matter. Trent to head for the hills. Steel won't allow it, and we're all tied up at 2.
It's so close, but also so low for the last 2 players. The time as well running out for the guards. It's a 2-2. Good start for this guys more than anything. This is what we want to see, right? A lot of fights that come back and forth and playing to the best of their abilities, though. I like the early contest that we see from the guard. The use of the Sage roll and positioning Trent for things like this, for the 3K, for the 2K that we saw early on, is just constantly allowing the team to play the aggressive style that they like to bring sometimes, especially when now there's a showstopper available, of the possibility to create that space to delay these guys from getting comfortable. And look at how far back they have to play. It doesn't even matter. Steel is down.
Great shots there. Coming out to take down Steel, who you have to applaud him, right? Changing up the lurks in the way that he is, changing up the looks in the way that he's lurking around the map. Lulling the guard in, making them feel safe. Fortunately, their head on a swivel, so they find that first kill. Meanwhile, out towards the B site, things a little more vacant. Nobody really here to try and stall. As that boombot goes right by, clear, gonna push through it. They'll find the first. Couple of spam through the sky smoke from that Sheriff. Doesn't quite land, and unfortunately, one of the only automatic weapons they have on the team, that being the Stinger, Valen's already fallen. So left to pick up the pieces, Trent, Net, and Jonah P.
Here.
They don't have a whole lot to work with. Like when a card falls on the ground and you're really trying to get your fingernails underneath it, and you just can't pick it up. That's exactly what happens. Clear with 4, Gangsta with 1, DSG to 3.
A card? Wait,
Yeah, you know when you drop a card on the tile and it's like
What?
it's like really hard to pick it up and you're bending it trying to pick it up.
Okay.
Just me?
Sure.
All right. All right.
Good run for these guys here, taking the lead 3-2, but still making it close. I like the way that they approach this site, right? This B site, with so many opportunities for Clear to deliver this kind of performance. And again, this is one of those, I want to say up and coming, but this is, I mean, he's already playing for challenges, right? So it's such a talented player that if given the chances, he's gonna pop off. Now on the other side though, the showstopper, not gonna get too much, but look at where Clear is.
Yeah, I mean, how does it just come to fruition like this, right? We talked about, my head-to-head was Steel and Valen, right? We've got the old guard versus the new guard, and I'm not talking about the guard, but just in way of IGLs, And we mentioned, right, Steel working with Clear to make this young player feel confident, right, and understand how to play the game to the best of his ability. And that's exactly what this guy's been doing. The guard win the pistol, win the anti-eco, and since then, it's been all DSG, and they're about to steal away another one.
And I like as well the respect that is given, right? Where you're gonna keep those rifles, but when there's that early aggression that is coming through and that is given fruition to these guys, the guard are gonna respect that. It doesn't matter who the enemy is; they're always able to adapt on the run, and this is something that you have to be expecting for the guard in this first half, right? Now they're down 2 rounds. They still have a good amount of tools to utilize, potentially being the Viper Spit and that showstopper that we've only seen for Clear. And this is going to stop the fast pace that this guy tries to implement to them every single time. So, I mean, you have the tools. But what is this guy's planning? Everybody once again towards this A site.
Satchel out.
Double satchel in.
Yep. Let Clear do Clear things. Beautiful flash, and well, blinded up was net. It was subsiding, but Clear will still walk away with the kill. Through the toxic screen he goes. Nice and healthy. As Exalt plays a Trailblazer, spots the defender just on the outside. Look at the crunch, though. It's very fast from the guard, working their way all the way up through market.
And everybody wanted to go
I've got your trail.
towards showers. One of those players getting taken down means the Seekers are gonna come out. Clear, good for 2 now. As Valiant again going down so early.
Very aware. Our DSG. Clear finally dealt with. Only having 100 health means that Phantom becomes a Vandal. No way. Trent wants to go aggressive with it, trying to capitalize, but only finds damage as Jonah P will once more work his way back up the flank. Steel dealt with. Tex happy to have that kill, and they've slowed things down for now, but a player ahead still are DSG. They've got some time on the clock. Teleporter play still an option. Left. Incendiary goes down. That should stop the push from back sight. Tex gonna play on the back end of a slow orb. And now the guard are put in a position where they have to pull the trigger, and Jonah P doesn't feel comfortable pushing up, but Tex does Tex things and starts to cut them all down. 3 of his own as Jonah P in the 1v1, but he's flashed up, taken down, and it's Exalt to find the 5th for DSG.
It was an uncomfortable round from the beginning from the guard, and there were some good chances as well. It seems like Trent, when he got that one pick, he didn't realize that the rest was available on the other side, backed up, and then tried to use the showstopper to get at least one of them, but not really a possibility, right? You have to be so aware of everything that is going on. This is the way that they won all those matches in the open qualifier, right? The early advantages, making it impossible for teams that were favored as well going against them. And a big part of it is the positioning that Clear is able to get, right? We saw that the Satchel's going into showers now a couple times. There was another one that was on top of truck, and then he ended up backside, surprising the guard. It's a good chance here, and the timeout for the defense.
The timeout coming through. Unfortunately, after the pistol and the anti-eco for the guard, they haven't quite been able to buy themselves a win here in this one. I think they're also on another eco buy. They'll try and find a way to slow down the young gun of Clear again, who feels they've got nothing to lose here in this matchup. The guard all the pressure to perform as one of the top rated, if not the top rated here in Challengers. Maybe somebody swapping out some of the tech that they've got for themselves, because you can't win the game without the gear. So you guys can get exactly what you need from eBay. All it up to 50% off. Brand new gaming tech from brands like Microsoft, Sony, Razer, more. Plus free shipping and returns. So check it out, pks.gg/eBay to get all your tech needs as we hop out of that pause. It's It's a very yard sale buy. We could tell that the guard did not go to eBay to purchase the weapons they have in this round, because it's stingers, it's sheriffs, it's a bulldog. It's awful, but it just might work. No, it gets weird for a second. Okay, it gets a little weird. Fortunately, there's still teleporters here on Bind.
It's completely flash, having to back up here, but again, the damage has been done. How many of these rounds that we've seen after those pistols have belonged, the first blood belonging to the side of Disguise, and they're doing it over and over again. Once again, double satchel, better positionings for Disguise, for clear to get more. Still is ready.
Ooh. He backs away from it. He is about to get run down, though. Crossfire from Net. The long-range stinger. We'll find that kill clear. Only going to find one here in this round. The guard maybe finding their way back into it, unless Ziff has something to say about it. Both players left. Now working their way through hookah. Self-heal on the Sage. It doesn't feel the best anymore. But it will keep Ziff nice and healthy, and this 2v3 will remain just that. As Jonah P flirts with the idea of dropping out of hookah, and Dace just doesn't even give the option. Pulls him out, buries him 6 feet under. Net meets that same exact fate, and DSG now 6 in a row here, Dryden. One of the stats that I looked at, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, I think in their opening qualifiers, DSG were 66% on their pistols. And they didn't even win the pistol, and they've got themselves 6 in a row. So, this could have been, you know, an 8-0 start for DSG had the guard not picked up the pistol round.
I mean, there's so many scenarios where they're taking that early lead and not expecting that kind of aggression, which deserves a lot of respect. But I mean, clear, you're going against the guard, the #1 team, and it is exactly what you mentioned, where there's no pressure. You're just doing your own thing, playing your own game, and Clear is doing exactly that. The first one to go in, and in a lot of cases, he doesn't even need to get traded. He's getting a 1-2, a lot of those multi-kills to make a difference. And everybody, honestly, for this guy's Gangsta had one of the better stats for the open qualifier as well. Every single one of these players individually is able to perform against the guard, but it's also this point where we're just expecting the guard to adapt and be able to fight back after so many rounds in a row that have been lost. They did this again in the Ludwig Tarek Invitational. The guard were comfortable losing the lead early on and then gaining it back when it mattered. So you can never really count them out.
This is, if they are going to find a way back in, this would be a pretty good round to do it. It's one of the first, there's one of the very few full buys we've seen from the guard, and we'll see how successful they can be. Smokes down once more, blocks off heaven, blocks off back sight, showers, all of the above, and that wall will help protect from the spam. Now the pit is down. That spike hasn't quite made its way on up, and look at this steal down to 18 HP. If he wants the pit to stand, he'll have to survive. So now he needs to tuck very safe, and the spike's not in it. So it's going to be hard to push through U-Haul, sure. But the site in full vision now for the guard. You can say the same for DSG.
Guys, can they get away with another one though? Net coming from behind, manages to get 2. But it's still the time. It's what this guys has been doing over and over again. They could take the lead in the first half. They can make it to 7. And he gets very close, but finally the guard answering back. And they get 3. I mean, that took pretty much everything, right? And a different approach to flank coming through from Net. So clean. Was the last one to make that rotation too. Everybody else was ready on site.
Looking back at this one, obviously, I'm not saying that Steel survives if he has more than 18 health there, but you definitely would have loved to have your Viper a little bit healthier with that pit being down. Especially in U-Haul, there's only so many areas that Viper can play in. Not a lot of comfortability for anybody playing inside that pit. So just a tough hand at that round. But a third picked up for the guard, working their way back into this one. Like we mentioned, that was the round they needed to win. They've got themselves a full buy once more. The economy on the opposite end, however, for DSG is also the same. And it's a different look. Look how quick this is.
Yeah, this is different. I like this one, though. It can be very, very scary to deal with. It's just a good read on also the ultimate that can be available on the other side to push forward and make sure that there's not going to be an orbital strike available or anything else that would shut down the players from showers. But I mean, look at this. So many variations for this, guys. And it already takes so long to break it.
It's so long. You already hear it. The spike is starting to pick up once more. And this long lurk, I don't know if it's going to matter. Steel went all the way around through the spawn. The pit comes down of their own, and the guard dealing with this one easily as they work their way through the pit, through the sky smokes, through the incendiary. And they'll take it all here as Valen sticks to the fuse. Zip gonna try and walk away with his life, but he won't be allowed even that, as the guard will find a fourth and they battle for an even half here on Bind.
And it's like a good idea. Is one of those positions that you can't really do too many times, but you go for the attempt and maybe you go back a little bit more to that standard. Though, I mean, if you really take a step back from what we've been seeing round after round, this guy is playing it so well. This is a team that hasn't been together for the longest time, and we got to see some of those holes in the open qualifier in a couple of rounds where they didn't realize something was going on. They didn't realize what a player was coming in flank, but now it looks clean. And it has allowed so much. Now is their turn to take a timeout, as the guard is starting to get a read on this. It's not really allowing Clear to play as aggressive. That last round, it was a double satchel just to get Shower's control, but the showstopper didn't get too much.
And the guard, although we're looking at a mirror composition here, the guard have been doing a good job. I would imagine we see it from DSG in exploiting the fact that there is no anchored sentinel, right? There is nothing that is going to stop you from playing the flank. So how many rounds have we seen in a row where if not one person, they're sending 3 people quickly out towards this A site, right? They fight for the information out towards B long. They push their way through market. And at that point, Disguise, they're just forced into this decision of, okay, we have to hit this A site. And now they fight once more. It's more than information, though. They haven't even tossed a flash out yet. Jonah Pete is going to walk his way out and find that first kill. That smokes down. Resurrection, though. And Gangsta will come back. Fortunately, a Sky Smoke down and a Trailblazer to force the team away. Meanwhile, Clear is on a one-man mission inside Hookah. And I don't know if this one is looking very doable. Fortunately, he's able to walk away from it.
This is good, though. A lot of the pushes that we've seen from these guys have been all of the players pushing it together. Same thing that they're doing in right now. But let's split for a second. That early attempt to get Hookah, knowing as well that the wall that was used before on Hookah was now using long. They're gonna go back to the same thing. They're gonna end up in A.
And back towards A, try and clear out Showers, orbital strike. So happy to have Gangsta back on the board. But look at this, Net. Net just tucked. Trent gonna go up top, showstopper, find the first kill. That's it down. Valen finds another. Okay, Incendiaries really getting the job done. And this one, maybe a bit premature from Gangsta. There's going to be a lot of time left on the clock. He'll swing, but the blast pack will make things awkward, and Trent there for the trade. A resurrection of their own will now swing numbers heavily in favor of the guard. And just like that, they wipe the floor with DSG, and they find a fifth.
And 2 of the rests that come out just in time, and going for the same plant position that doesn't work out this time around the wall. And the players towards Showers that could never really feel comfortable for the duel. It's just all the mind games that Guard is playing. So it took a lot of what they had, but it just seems to be enough. I think this is good, though, for the Guard to get potentially one more round here. Go for those Seekers, try to get one early pick. This guy's already got to 6.
Yeah, it's been a good half for Disguise, which means their economy is still in a pretty good spot. Never really in a situation where they're on too lesser of a buy. As Exalt is trying to clear things out. Steel is a little bit ahead of the play and unfortunately gets punished for it. So a Sage Op out towards A. Tech's proficient with that one. And how about a Sky Op out towards B? Good Seekers. confirm the players inside hookah. It's everybody there, and they're expecting the push. So the incendiary go down. They actually get traded back and forth. Paint shells to try and force one off the angle. Clear, go good for one, but Jonah P, not only does he have an op, he's got himself a rifle. He's still able to fight with everything that he needs as he's crunched between two. Jonah P able to sneak away. Zegzal creeps up out towards long. The spike is in hookah. This is not a great spot for that spike to be, and Jonah P wants to take this round away from DSG, and that's exactly the case. We're knotted at 6 as we swap sides and the guard have full momentum.
A good amount of rounds in a row, and a good reaction for that last round as well, right? We saw that utility coming through, trying to clear the back of side to get into a better positioning, and it just could never happen. There were 2 operators for the guard. Everybody was ready to fight back, and Jonah P was able to do it just a little bit better in that scenario. Really good showcase of the adaptation and the shot calling that takes place thanks to Valen, right? Where the guard, they start down, they try to adapt, they take a timeout, and suddenly it's round after round after round. I like this though. I like this for these guys. They know they stand a chance. And this pistol matters so much.
This pistol's everything. We go paint shells for paint shells, and Gangsta immediately taken off the board. This time the pistol starting better for the guard. Last time they're able to close it out towards the latter half of it, escaping on some of that early success. This time though, they start a player ahead.
You gotta be so careful though, because these guys, they want to push here. South. Trying to be the first one that took that contact early on, but it's similar to what we saw from those guys, right? Showers, but there's nobody up close. Trent is gonna take that early one. This guys is left with a 3v3 to deal with. Still so much time though for the guard. Driving that orb, backing up.
Poison orb emitting.
And look at the health, right? The only player that's really available to a duel right now is Ziff, and he is not in great shape. He'll also be spotted, now taken down, decapitated by Net. Tex will find the next. They're not expecting one more. No way. Clear, still alive. And he survives with 22 HP. With 6 rounds left in the ghost, he's also got himself the nade, but unfortunately, Valen just a bit too smart on the play, and the guard will manage another pistol.
Oh, that was so scary, though. That was so close. Not expecting Clear to be there, but it's going to be the guard at the end. With that round, with another pistol round. And another lead that they lost for a little bit. As now they have to face it on the attacking side. It feels so different, right? Because even though Trent also likes to play those forward positionings, I don't think we're going to see it as much as we saw from Clear on those early rounds, right? When he was just satcheling in and trying to take the duels. You got to be so much more careful. And this is something that the guard does so well. They get one pick, they're backing up, they're playing it all together. The synergy is completely unmatched, and still is going to take some damage there.
Yeah, I mean, sure, the synergy is unmatched, but it also feels great when Tex is flicking from head to head. He's doing that stuff where he's counter-strafing perfectly, finding the head of steel. It makes... There's never going to be an opportunity, the way that the guard have been playing these rounds specifically, there's never going to be an opportunity for DSG to find a Thrifty.
There's definitely always a chance, but it's so rough and so difficult as well. Two of the players going to be pushing here from long, and it just completely expected to. One by one, they get shot down and taken down by the guard as they make it to 8.
Okay. The guard, they won the pistol, they won the anti-eco. The last time that happened, DSG, they put their try-hard pants on. They laced up their boots, and they put together 6 rounds in a row. We'll see if that is the same. Obviously, they're on a different side, and maybe it'll be a bit less aggression. We'll see how they manage. And the bonus round for the guard, after losing one, is a bunch of stingers. Which, again, anything's possible.
I mean, if you're on the side of the guard, definitely anything is possible here. Oh, Steel had to get his one there at least. Try to get things even up. But it's such a good opening, and now we know Exalt is going to be here as well.
Wow, and I mean, they're just full sending. Nice snake bite. That's going to find vulnerability onto Exalt. Allows for that Stinger to become a Phantom. And the guard, okay, they've done it. Just like that, they assume the B site. All three in spawn for DSG. And it looks like they want to... Yeah, okay, they're going to save. Wow.
Things definitely get scary when you're saving in a round like this one, right? But you're giving that third round in a row for this second half to the side of the guard, and you know they can snowball the way that they did the first half, right? I mean, this is something that the guard is known for. Again, that Ludwig Tardic Invitational against TSM, it was maybe not so many rounds in a row, but it was the same idea of, it felt like, you know, it feels like the other team is kind of choking after taking an early lead and getting that confidence, but it's just the guard and the guard's adaptation that is just unmatched so far.
Yeah, noticeable adaptation, right? In that last round, they don't send out the boombot, and that lulled Steel into this false sense of security that they weren't trying to take that space out towards Sands. And little did he know, 3 players were taking that space out towards Sands. And what's better than one Stinger? How about 3 of them stacked up and ready to fight? So 3 weapons saved, but a round that DSG wish did not go that way. The guard quick to fight out towards Showers. Wall gonna go up, orbital strike, no way. Vulnerable as well. What is that snake bite? The guard just go nuclear at the start of this round.
What a good plan as well. They use a guiding light, they know one player's Showers, and they make sure there's no escape for Sif. Immediately shot down, and the only ultimate that was available, that orbital strike, gets so much more value. It's massive as well for the positionings too.
And the guard are just bonusing after bonusing after bonusing. These guys haven't even dipped into the savings that they've got. They're still rocking Stingers. They're still rocking Spectres, right? The weapons that they were able to pick up. 2 rifles found from that last round of DSG. Now those rifles have since been dealt with. And there's only Guardians, where DSG once more, they're going to try and save what they've got.
Oh, you can get some good shots, but that's as good as it gets for this round on the side of this guy. It's only 2 players alive and no chances for the end. Now, double digits for the guard. This is the guard that we expected, right? This kind of second half that we've seen of the guard, and even in that first half, that late 6 rounds that we saw, round after round after round, just getting away with anything that they want. They have rifles now as well. It was such an uncomfortable buy for these guys to work with.
Oof. Okay, little mistiming there. Trent, double blast pack into Showers. Fortunately, no contention, right? Nobody here from DSG. Both players playing off out towards the site. That being Ziff and Clear, both with Sheriffs and just around the corner from their ultimates. I don't know if this is the round that we see them. Should Clear find a kill, maybe he looks to go for a bit extra. I hope so, is what you have to have as a DSG fan here in this round.
And this early contact here has to be everything for these guys if they want to stand a chance. Make sure that the guard doesn't get to 11. So because of that, ready with the wall. Not even gonna risk it.
There.
I mean, but it's these scenarios that the guard has had to deal with before, and you're gonna be pushing it from main, trying to get that information with Trailblazer shot down. I mean, they never seem to be panicking with the time.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, a lot of respect from DSG, but also from the guard as well. Like you said, not panicking with time, still looking to play this slow. And they've eventually, through that slow, methodical, they've been able to find their way onto the site. Steel, however, picks up 2 of his own. Good body shot onto net will confirm another. So the last one standing is Valorant, and he's got 4 HP. He's trying to get crazy with it, but Gangsta a bit more crazy. 2 kills with the Stinger. DSG, some way, somehow pull around other hat.
Good one for Gangsta. We've seen plays like this one from him and that open qualifier, even though the guard, again, the patience was everything. The patience was giving them so much. They had a little trap play for Tex, or actually for Civ, to get shot down, but it's just the small answers that this guy's needed that they finally are able to get. But it doesn't seem like it's gonna get easier at all. I mean, look at the ultimates that are gonna be available. The amount of variety that we see on this attacking side, right? The Roomba going in, the double satchels, the orbital strike, the snake bite all the way in backside. There's always something slightly different that keeps this guy so aware of what can happen. The Viper spin on B.
Exalt just playing the jump peek, trying to spot anybody walking through hookah. Now he's got an inclination. Slow orb comes down, flash comes out, not quite popped as the rocket comes through. Steel dealt with, Tex will find the next. So both defenders erased here on the B site. The guard, oh my goodness. Okay, paint shells out and over the top. Uncle Rico makes an appearance. And that'll bring things back to a 3v3, but information now confirmed as Gangsta slowly works his way through the halls. Net gonna be playing close inside the cubby. And as for DSG, they got a sky smoke to work through. Meanwhile, Ziff is heavily expecting a flank, expecting somebody just behind him. Clear comes out, rocket goes down, so does Net. Ziff picks up the next, and Jonah P has been good for it. Mr. Multi-kill for the guard. Gonna toss out the first flash. That one won't find anybody, and Gangsta does it again as DSG find 8.
Good rotation as well. Good opportunities. I like what I'm seeing from these guys. The changes in the impact that Gangsta is having in this round. Very early on, even to create that delay that we've seen. This is the hesitation that starts to happen when they get out of hookah, but also the late one that we see to make sure that Jonah P is not gonna get that clutch, not gonna get those multi-kills again. Good opportunity for this, guys. And the Viper spit as well, it just gave them so much more space to control, so much space that was controlled by them early on.
Smoke's down.
You can definitely expect the guard to slow things down a little bit more. That showstopper is no longer available. Those entries towards hookah are just hard to execute, and we get to see why, right? You're getting out and you're already taking some damage, you're already vulnerable.
I believe both orbs collected in this round by DSG, so that means Resurrection available and the Seekers as well alongside that orbital strike that Gangsta was bringing into this next round. So a lot of tools, a lot of searching tools, right? You can orbital strike the Viper's Pit, you can Seekers inside the Viper's Pit, so we'll see how much value Net actually gets. And with these sky smokes down towards A short, I mean, the guard are still here. They're still leaning this way. And these Seekers will now start to reveal what the play looks like. Steel gets aggressive. No, Valley falls asleep on the angle, and Steel not quite allowed to sneak away. Tex is there, will equalize and bring one back. So +1 are the guard here as they work their way towards this B side. Exalt wants to get aggressive, but Tex is doing Tex things again. We go orbital strike for orbital strike, and unfortunately the Hammer of Dawn for both players finds absolutely nothing. But the spike has made its way onto the site, and Clear, unfortunately, clear-minded. Thanks to Net, a round to the side of the head will find quite possibly another round win here for the guard.
Those low rounds just play out so much better. You see how impatient Steel got to try to get that information just outside of hookah, and it only turned out to be a trade. Everybody's so ready for this one. Because again, the two players that we've talked about, that we've seen before, we're gonna end up going for another save on the side of the skies. This is gonna put the guard 2-11 in what seems like the one round that they needed to find that they're pacing again.
Poison's off.
And that stings. DSG just never in a situation to try and go for these clutches deep in these rounds. The bodies were just too far out of reach for Ziff as well. So 2 of the 3 ultimates used in that last round, and it still goes the way of the guard. And we'll get that second and final timeout for Disguised. Their economy's been okay. Fortunately, their economy's been all right. Unfortunately, the guards is great as well. Last round, Trent spent 7,300 credits because he's got it like that and was just able to make sure that everybody's economy looked great. So there's never going to be a moment of respite. And if there is, it's not going to be for a long time for DSG. It won't be until quite possibly 11-11 if they get there that we'll see the guard, you know, on a save round.
It's just small things like that, right? That build up into so much more for the guard to work with in rounds that they know are crucial. And this is a team that is used to, in so many scenarios, go to that overtime, have really difficult losses. They don't want that to happen again, especially on an opening matchup, opening map as well from them for this challengers. And it just really seems like from beginning to end, the plan that they have never gets stopped. There's some really good slowing tools that come out for these guys, but at the end of the day, the guard is doing their own thing, and this is different. This is very different. Doesn't work out though. Clear already down.
And one of the largest tools in this DSG toolbox, Resurrection, fortunately still available from the round previous, and they try to punish.
Okay.
No bait res this time around. Is Ziff gonna find that kill onto net? Meanwhile, the spike's been planted, and the guard are just gonna be able to set up here on this B site. Only one player rotating from A. Everybody else here in hookah. Now looking to fight towards long. Trent gonna be the first one met as Tex wants to go aggressive, take the duel with Gangsta, but for now, DSG a player ahead here, but they're working against the Clock Dryad. They have to try and make some plays. Unfortunately, Steel is there to do so. 2 kills for the IGL, make it a third as he gets flashed up, but he finds the frag just before doing so, and Ziff.
What a weird round.
What a weird round. A nice little full house between Ziff and Steel. 3 kills for 2. And DSG, they show us something different. Just like what you were saying about the guard, right? They were staying adaptable. They were showing us different variables of bind, both on the defense and the attack. And we get that same look Disguised. They do have some variations of defense they like to play here.
And that was a very, very unique one as well. Yeah, pushing outside of hookah, trying to use that wall just for that, and then having to go all the way around just puts a guard in an uncomfortable positioning. We saw Valorant as well, just outside of hookah and trying to get a read on where the Disguise players were going to come from, but this is good. Keeping it close. Disguise, they get to 9. The guard want to play faster towards this B long, and Steel has been so dangerous waiting on the other side.
I've got your train.
The Seeker's out, Snakebite down, a Sky Smoke that follows just behind it. Valen received the heal, so he'll be healthy to try and take this site. Unfortunately, Steel, you can't say the same as Tech swings across the site and immediately dispatches of his counterpart in Ziv. And the guard do it again. They take this B site once more. They have to try and hold on to it. And if you're DSG, I mean, you're running out of rounds, right? You cannot continue to afford just saving the rifles you have. And it looks like that might not be the case. 3v5, surely just around the corner.
Some of these retakes have been good for this guys, but can they do it again? Clear, good for another paint show kill. We've seen so many of those from him. But again, time against them. The guard trying to answer back, and they're able to do just that as one by one the players of this guys are gonna get shut down. 12 for the guard. And something new. There were only 2 players around this B side. It was a Viper and that Sage. And the Snakebite is only gonna delay that long push for so long. The guard were ready for it.
I'm happy that we're looking at a map one that looks like this. A deep scoreline.
This is good. This is really good.
100%. Nobody getting blown out either way. DSG really showing us that they are a contender here in Group B, especially against the top team in Group B. Unfortunately, I mean, Steel just keeps putting himself out there a little too much, and the guard have found a way to punish him every single time.
I mean, completely alone, right? Nobody has as well to trade, and thinking that that smoke is going to be enough, but turns out into another trade. This is only playing for the guard's strength. As he shot down the side of this guy's one by one, clear and gangsta. Can you make it happen out of hookah?
And what do they have? 2 blast packs. Sky smoke. One comes down. Clear finds the kill. Now the showstopper online. Drops the base back sight, but it doesn't find the kill. And now Gangsta has to try and do it with 85 HP and 2 players to worry about. Unfortunately, just falls short as we cross the finish line here on Bind. It's 13.